Hi there, I'm Shane Spears and welcome to another edition of Summit Scale, beaming out to you from the beautiful city of Bath in the UK. My guest today is Farnoosh Brock. Farnoosh, a very warm welcome. Great to have you on our show.
My absolute pleasure, Shane.
For those of you that don't know her, Farnoosh went from electrical engineer and rising leader at a Fortune 100 to business coach, speaker and trainer. She has helped many individuals and businesses to adopt the mindset of serving over selling to build deep trust, meaningful customer relationships, as well as sustainable profits. In her latest book, which we're going to talk about today, The Serving Mindset, Stop Selling and Grow Your Business, she is the creator of Crack the Code to Get Promoted, and a leadership and career development advancement course for corporate professionals, as well as the author of 3 health books and a wellness program. Brilliant. And you can find more at that at www.farnooshbrook.com, which the link will be below the video when we're done. Brilliant stuff, Farnoosh. How do you keep up?
It's hard. It's hard being me.
I bet it is.
Oh, I have wonderful support in my life.
Brilliant. So the title of our interview today is The Serving Mindset, Stop Selling and Grow Your Business. And we have 5 minutes for the interview. If you're ready, I'll set the clock.
I'm ready to go.
So you talk about 5 mindsets in the book to move us away from selling and towards serving. And in the first mindset, you are not selling, you are serving, and you talk about how this is a competitive advantage. Can you tell us more about that?
Sure, Shane. So I think that you would agree, even the most eager buyer among us doesn't like to be sold to. And you know the feeling, and I know the feeling, and it happens all too often. And I wrote this book for those of us who are ambivalent, uncomfortable, and just don't feel good about selling. And yet here we are in business because we have something brilliant to offer the world, and we want to do that. We want to help people. So when you think about the mindset of I am not selling, I am serving. If you just get into that mindset and go into your next conversation with a potential customer, I think you know the difference on how to show up, on how to be of help, on how to not have an agenda, which we all do. And that alone, if you just take that away and keep telling yourself and keep bringing yourself back to that during the conversation, and not try to close, but rather to help and to serve and to build trust, I believe that alone will help you show up differently and feel better in the process, because all of us want to be of help and service.
Yeah. And so what if we're skeptical about the concept of serving actually working? Say we've been watching our friends do well, cold calling or pitching their services just fine. And we're wondering if trying something different. What if...
Well, for those of you who are skeptical, I will say keep doing what you're doing, because if what you're doing is working and cold calling works, pushy tactics work. That's why people do it. Keep doing it. But if you don't feel good at the end of the day, if something is misaligned deep in your gut and you want to find a different way, there is an option. Yeah. So I'm not here to convince anyone to go from selling to serving if what they're doing is fine. Yeah. I want to help people who don't feel good about selling and are not reaching their fullest potential in business to realize there is a different path to profit, to prosperity, to happy long-term customers, and also being aligned to your values, which is what helps us build a sustainable long-term business with meaning.
Brilliant. And you were in a very technical field before starting your own business, and you mentioned how a lot of techie clients are introverted, which makes them especially uncomfortable around selling. So techie or not, many of us have introvert tendency. What would you say to introverts among us who are extremely uncomfortable with selling?
I would say it's okay to be uncomfortable, because selling in its traditional sense is put on in such a way that we have to compromise one thing in order to achieve another. And so I have worked with so many introverted clients, and I feel they are even proud of not being able to sell, because selling is this thing they don't want to have anything to do with. And yet, if you think about it, without a profit, you don't have a business. So for you to serve yourself and your customers, you need to find an approach that works.
Yeah.
So if you're uncomfortable about selling, which is completely natural, I hated selling, and that's why I talk about dropping your agenda. In this book, I talk about not selling, but serving and making the sale, if you will, Shane, an organic outcome. You basically help your customers lean in and say, how do I buy?
Right.
This happens. And I'm talking from experience, mine and all of my clients. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, brilliant. And you also talk about active listening in the book, what's one phrase you recommend to use in conversations to demonstrate your active listening?
Oh, that's a hard one for me because I love talking. I think we jump the gun into solution, especially my techie and introverted friends, because we want to solve the pain point of our customers. And we need to listen more and more and more and go deeper and deeper, because if we jump the gun to solution, we're making assumptions about their actual problem. It's coming from a good place, but we're making assumptions. So you go back to listening. So one thing I teach people to do is when you've heard the first explanation of the challenge, right? You ask someone, what's your challenge, Shane? And you go on and tell me, I want to know more. And I always ask 2 follow-up questions. I hear you, Shane. Can you tell me more? What makes you say that? What led you to this challenge? What's behind this fear? And I don't offer my opinion until you have completely emptied.
Right.
And you are ready to hear. And that's when I'll have your attention.
Right. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's brilliant insight, Farnoosh. Thank you so much. Sadly, we've come to the end of our time already. Folks, for more resources, check out www.farnooshbrook.com/newsletter. There's a great resource that Farnoosh has put there for you. Farnoosh, so glad to have met you. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Shane.
Thanks for checking out our Summit Scale podcast. If you like what we're doing here, please head over to iTunes and subscribe, rate us and leave a review. It's very much appreciated. And if you want to learn more about the work we do or are looking for a load of free resources to help with scaling your business, check out our website, www.summitleader.com.